Welcome to one of our favorite places on earth, a Royal Caribbean cruise. This time we were on Odyssey of the Seas. This is one of our bathrooms in our junior suite. There's two. We do have a very lovely balcony. We left out of New Jersey, so it's definitely still cold this time of year. We left at the end of November. Hubby's already enjoying a drink, and my daughter was absolutely loving this balcony and going in and out of the curtains. These curtains actually ended up being one of her favorite places to hang out in between. This is us going under the Verrazano Bridge, which is a pretty cool part when you leave out of New Jersey, right out of Bayonne. My daughter absolutely loved the food in the main dining room. We went there for dinner, and all of the kids' meals turn into these little origami shapes. This one was a watermelon. She was cracking up. She loved it so much. The food in the main dining room is pretty great. But we did have to go for a little walk. She was enjoying these walls. There are lots of LED screens with really pretty flowers on it. And honestly, she was walking around like a celebrity on this boat because everyone was saying hello to her. And a lot of people decorate their doors. This is the Schooner Bar. And then, of course, the music hall with our daughter's favorite new band, Talia and the Groove. They were fantastic. And here's the next morning with Miss Birdie enjoying the view from our balcony. And we made our way over to Adventure Ocean, which is specifically for kids. There's different rooms for each age group. This was for the toddlers. There was an indoor playground. I had some slides and some fun things to play with on the walls. But her favorite part, for some reason, was this toddler-sized washing station. But hey, I'm not going to complain about a toddler wanting to wash her hands. So this is a nice little overview of what the indoor playground looks like. It was a good time. She had fun. Everything was very, very colorful. And she's got this new thing with letters. She likes to sing the ABCs everywhere we go. And she really loved this giant tassel outside the music hall. So this was later in the day, one of the splash pads. And we did go change her into a bathing suit after that so that she can thoroughly enjoy. And this was her first time having a Royal Caribbean cone right at the pool. She was very much enjoying that. Look at her, delicious. And then she fell asleep on me, so I was nap trapped in the buffet. For dinner this night, we went to Coastal Kitchen, which is something that you can do if you're a suite guest. And then we made our way back to the music hall where it was adorable. They were hosting a daddy-daughter dance. So of course this is something I will be saving for footage for her own wedding one day. And then we made our way back to the room where Miss Birdie decided that she was not quite ready to go to bed. It was apparently dance time. And she likes to wake up very early, so we would always make our way to the Windjammer Buffet first thing in the morning. They open pretty early before getting dressed and ready. Here is a nice little croissant that we had in the Crown Lounge because we're Diamond members. And we were getting ready to get off the boat for our first excursion. This was a pontoon lagoon cruise. Got to see lots of really cool wildlife, and overall the experience was just very beautiful. The people who are running this excursion did a top-notch job at explaining everything, all the different birds. And of course, Miss Birdie just loving the breeze through her hair and some snacks. And I'm going to include some of the wildlife photos that my husband took. There are lots of pelicans, an osprey, a great blue heron. We did see some dolphins and a manatee. And then we made our way back to the boat. Got some food, went to the main dining room this night. Lots of ducks. And of course, Birdie walking around as the local celebrity as always.
Watch where you go.
I don't know if this is a Royal Caribbean thing or all cruises, but there's this event where everybody puts ducks everywhere, but everybody was so kind and gave her so many ducks. We have a very large collection now of ducks that made their way to every meal with us. enjoying some yummy soup. We only went to the main dining room, I think, twice because we love the coastal kitchen, and being in a suite, that is definitely a huge perk. The food there is just above and beyond, as well as the service. Once again, we're back in the music hall. Birdie is obsessed with this band, and they were so sweet, and they were so kind to her. One of the nights, they actually even brought her up on stage. She was the dancing queen this entire trip. I would have to say this was probably her favorite part of being on a cruise. Here's a photo my husband took of us watching the band. And just like that, the next morning we are pulling up to a perfect day at CocoCay, which is Royal Caribbean's private island. This is us when we were walking off of the boat. We are sandwiched between two of the boats, our boat and one of the even bigger ones. It's just a good vibe all around as soon as you see everything that this island has to offer. This is not our first time at Perfect Day, but this is our first time with our daughter, so it was a totally different experience. Last time we visited the water park. You can see the size difference between our boat and the other boat. So big. And this is just an awesome view from one of the bridges. She, of course, fell asleep as soon as we got there, so we just did a couple of laps so that she can get a nice snooze in. This is the Splashaway Bay, which is specifically for kids, to get to see this really cool iguana. I was just chilling in this tree, and this bird who was dancing for me. And this was one of the beach spots that we had gone to. She's still waking up at this point. When she was a little more awake, we made our way over to Splashaway Bay. This is probably the coolest splash pad I've ever visited in my entire life. It was a bit extreme, but she was definitely enjoying it. Water from every angle you can possibly imagine. There were so many kids here.
Come here, Birdie!
She was really having a great time. There were also chickens roaming around on the island. Now, this was a giant pain in the butt to get to, but this is South Beach, and it's well worth it. We made our way back closer to the ship, stopped off at this bar, and she fell asleep again, so we started walking back to the ship, and it really was a perfect day at CocoCay. We got back and took some family photos before we decided to head to the arcade, and she won a duck. And here are some photos that my husband took of the boats, and also of the perfect day sign when you pull up. And of course, that cute little iguana that I had a video of earlier, along with some other fun birds that he found on the island, and this really awesome shot from the sandbar. This was on South Beach. The wildlife on this island was just unreal. So here we are the next morning. We're pulling up to Nassau, Bahamas this time. Beautiful, calm waters. And this is just a quick snippet of what they're building in Nassau. This should be open by the end of December. It was looking a little rough, but I definitely see the potential. It looks like it's going to be amazing, and hopefully next time we cruise, maybe it will be something that we can do. Having a little bit of food before getting ready to get off the boat and explore Nassau. Again, we're parked between a lot of different boats. The walk from the dock to the straw market, it's not too bad. They did build it up a lot from the last time that we were here, which I think was 2 years ago. And she fell asleep again. She does like to sleep in some pretty scenic places. This is a quick little glimpse of the straw market. And just a funny sign that I found. We ended up getting a drink here. We made our way back onto the boat. The because Miss Birdie woke up and she was not feeling being pushed around in a stroller anymore. Miss Independent changed into a bathing suit and made our way back to the splash pad. Just be mindful that if your child is not potty trained, it's a very tiny area that they allow your baby in on the boat. And we did a quick little change and we're walking back to the room.
I wonder where Birdie went.
Got ready for dinner and made our way back to the coastal kitchen where again she's playing in the curtains. The coastal kitchen as well, they have coloring for the kids. Everyone there was amazing. The service was fantastic. And then we thought we were ready for bed, but we weren't. So we were in our PJs and we went back to the music hall for some dancing. We didn't do the iFly this trip because we had Birdie with us, but we've both done it before. Highly recommend it. It's so much fun. She was in awe watching this, as you can tell by the look on her face. And the next morning, Birdie decided that we were waking up to see the sunrise, but that's okay. It was well worth it. It was beautiful. We even went to the track, and she's still in her PJs, but she was hustling with some of these runners. Honestly, the best time to go for a run on a cruise ship if you're going to use the track is to go this early in the morning because nobody's on the lounge chairs and in your way. She was having the time of her life here. Another cool feature about the ship are these little loungers around the pool. And we got to explore a lot this morning because it wasn't too crowded. We got to see some life-size chests. And then, of course, got to get the best view possible, and that's on Daddy's shoulders. We went to go check out this area, which pretty cool view of the flow rider. Someone's already on it this early in the morning. And a nice view of the iFly. And that's the sky pad that they changed to just have a couple of kids' activities in there. It used to have trampolines. And then if you walk around the sky pad, you can see straight down to the ocean. If you're afraid of heights, I do not recommend this. Very cool view. Royal Caribbean is known for their really cool sculptures. And Mama had to get her fix. There is a Starbucks on board. It is not included in a drink package, but you can use your app if you have money loaded up onto there. This is the 270 lounge. They have the cafe over there. And this was the 270 lounge. Not really much going on in here. Again, it was very early in the morning. This is where they have some shows. And this is from the top floor looking down at the main dining room. And we decided to get a little snacky poo at the 270 cafe. Of course, she's sticking her fingers in my salad because that's just so yummy. And then we got changed and made our way back to the splash pad. A couple more kids in there today. And then we're gonna have some poolside guac and chips, because I can't think of a better way to have the afternoon. There is a Mexican restaurant right outside the pool that has quesadillas, it has chips and guac, it has tacos, and all these different things you can make all by yourself. And then we got changed for dinner, having a little balcony time, do a little outfit of the day photo. And after dinner, we made our way back to the music hall. I have no idea why she's holding her shorts up like this. And Birdie's back in the window, her favorite spot to be.
Oh, yeah! Wow!
And then I got to sing with the band. It was a good time. Then the next day, we had our lunch at Chops Grill. The food was delicious. Birdie did fall asleep, as she does. But the coolest thing was my husband's dessert. Look at that key lime pie. And I got some chocolate cake thing. It was delicious. And there she is, snoozing away. Here's a little outfit change, getting ready for some dinner. Back at the coastal kitchen. This butter is just insane. And she was thoroughly enjoying those noodles. Look at those. She's got a noodle in each hand. Just double fisting and living her best life. We went to see the show at the 270 Lounge. It was called The Book. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. The performer is just out of this world. And of course, night after night, where else would we be? In the music hall. Birdie dancing the night away with her favorite band. And of course, the saddest part of every cruise is the morning of departure. But of course, we made our way to the buffet first. Had some breakfast. Then we walked around the 270 Lounge waiting for our number to be called so that we can head on home. So our takeaway from this trip is if you're planning on cruising with a toddler, definitely do it. It's such a good time. And because we are Diamond members, we got one free portrait. So this is what we came home with. Hope you enjoyed the video.